So following up on my last video on who is the worst whole drama character, this time we'll be asking ourselves, who is the worst SpongeBob character? And for a cartoon like SpongeBob, you'd expect there to be hardly any bad characters, but I think I have an answer. This video was suggested by Efren Ayago. I'm sorry I probably butchered your name, I apologize, I'm not that very good with names. And if there's a video you'd like to see on the channel, then comment below and tell me. But alright, lastly, before we begin, make sure to click that like and subscribe button so I know you like my content. Without further interruptions, let's begin. Now, I'm sure you guys have a lot of good guesses, and first I'll just say, no, it's not Plankton. Yeah, Plankton is evil, but he actually has a legitimate reason for this, and that is to get the Krabby Patty secret formula to build up his business. Which, be honest, if you were in Plankton's shoes somehow, some way, even though they're probably tinier than Tiny Timmy, you'd probably attempt at least one of his schemes to get the secret formula. I mean, come on, I'm sure at one time or another, we all wonder what the secret ingredient of a Krabby Patty is. It's not like SpongeBob has great continuity either, since in the episode Friend or Foe, we see an entire backstory of Mr. Krabs and Plankton, where we actually see them create the secret formula. But in another episode called Enemy-in-Law, Mr. Krabs tells Plankton it's an old family recipe. So yeah, we can't really rely on the show for any concrete information, unless of course it's like the series finale or something, and the crew actually comes in and confirms it. Squidward is another character that isn't the worst either, since most of the time he just wants to be alone, and SpongeBob and Patrick just come in and ruin it. So who does that leave exactly? Well, it's time to let the cat out of the bag and just come out and say that Mr. Eugene Krabs is by far the worst SpongeBob character out there. Now, I'm not saying that I dislike Mr. Krabs, in fact, I think he's a pretty funny character, but when asking the question who the worst SpongeBob character is, looking at everything he's done throughout his time in the show so far, it's crystal clear that he deserves to be classified as the worst character. Now, if you asked me this during seasons 1 through 3, I probably wouldn't go as far to make a whole video about it, since at this time, Mr. Krabs was greedy, but nowhere near as bad as he is in season 4 and beyond. In fact, I would go on to say that he treated SpongeBob like his own son, and those moments were really heartwarming to watch. The most notable one being where Mr. Krabs appoints SpongeBob to the manager position at the end of the first movie. There were also some nice moments in Welcome to the Chum Bucket, where Mr. Krabs and SpongeBob sing "This Grill Is Not My Home," and Mr. Krabs generally feels depressed about it. The same is also present in the latest SpongeBob movie, Sponge on the Run, when Plankton sends SpongeBob on a Gary rescue mission, and Mr. Krabs sees SpongeBob, is gone or whatever, he completely falls apart and hands Plankton the secret formula. So I will agree he does have some heartwarming moments here and there in the modern era, but nowhere near as much as he did in the earlier seasons. Honestly, I feel like Plankton and Squidward had more heartwarming moments overall than Mr. Krabs does, which is really sad to see play out, especially if you're watching SpongeBob in order. So getting into Mr. Krabs' mile-long list of greedy moments, how about we start off with where he traded SpongeBob to the Flying Dutchman for 62 cents, or even the time he literally fires SpongeBob just to save a nickel. There's also a scene where he even charges SpongeBob and Squidward for breathing. Like, what? Is there no limit to how far this guy will go for money? Apparently not. I mean, his only wish was to be able to talk to money, so I guess I can understand that. At least Plankton has a goal on why he needs the secret formula. Mr. Krabs just wants money just to be greedy. This all doesn't even stop with SpongeBob either. Mr. Krabs will literally do any means necessary to anyone just to get even 1 cent out of it. Speaking of 1 cent, remember in the episode Penny Foolish where he literally follows SpongeBob around the whole episode, doing whatever it takes because he thought SpongeBob picked up a penny. But as far as the other characters go, in the episode Set of Money, Mr. Krabs literally tortures Gary all throughout the episode because Gary swallowed a magnet, so he uses this to find the coins all throughout the Bikini Bottom. SpongeBob picks up on this, however Mr. Krabs just sends him away by doing tedious tasks like painting the Krusty Krab with a toothbrush. In the episode Skill Crane, Mr. Krabs tortures Squidward by taking advantage of his will to win from the claw machine, all the way to the point of Squidward giving up the deed to his house. Lastly, in the episode Out of the Picture, Mr. Krabs finds out Squidward's art will be worth a lot of money if he's dead, so he starts sending Squidward to places he knows he can't come back from alive. But when he actually does come back, Mr. Krabs just grabs a mallet and tries to literally kill Squidward, proving that he would even go as far as to committing murder just to get money. Overall, that's just the tip of the iceberg. There are countless times throughout the show where Mr. Krabs is going way too far because of his obsession with money. At the end of the day, I feel like it's only going to get worse. But alright viewers, that crosses off the worst SpongeBob character on our list. Let me know what list you'd like to see next. With all that said, I look forward to seeing you with our next list.